So this is a video about those top fin filters. I have a top fin 20-gallon filter for my fish tank here. And here it is, running, right? As it should, as it's supposed to, how it looks on the box. What I'm assuming is there's something wrong with mine and something wrong with yours, and that's why you came to this video. Because when I plug it in, it drips. I mean, yeah, I need to change the filter as well. That's why I'm making this video at the same time. But it drips. It just, or usually it won't even drip. And to try and give you some ways that I fixed it, or workarounds, I would say, because it's not fixed. It does it anytime it gets plugged out, and I have to go through a whole process. So if it isn't dripping, what you want to do is before you plug it in, you want to make sure the thing is filled all the way to basically where the water will start running out if you fill it anymore. You also want to make sure this is unopened. And another thing, try your best to have it in its own like plug. That seems to help a lot more. Like, I can do it on an extension cable, but it's a lot more work to try and get it to work. So again, usually this happens when I do water changes and the water goes below that level, right? It says don't let it go below that level, and then it starts making that sound, so I plug it out. And I have to go through this process. So usually when I do my water changes, I bring the tank down to about here. And what you want to do is you want to try to fill the tank up to where that line is. And what I do is I use big around 3-gallon buckets to dump my water in the tank. And once I've reached that safe point line, I turn it on and make sure the filter is filled, so it's not damaging the let's just call it an engine. And once I've reached that line, you want to make sure you're exactly at that line so you can add as much water as possible. While it's running and open, I dump in the water. And I guess the pressure, again, I don't know why. This is the only way I seem to be able to ever make it work, because if I don't do this, it'll literally just sit there and no water will come out. So basically you dump all the water in. Again, you know, you want to be aware of your tank's limitations, right? Like, I have a thermostat where it has a line you shouldn't pass. So I'll try to keep a balance there with that. But yeah, when you dump the water in, you'll know it's going to work when it starts dripping. If it starts dripping, that's how you know, probably in like an hour or so, it will do this. As long as it starts dripping on its own, that's how you know you've got it to start working. But I've never plugged it in and it just does this. Usually it just does nothing. And I could come back an hour later and it's still doing nothing. So again, just to refresh, fill the tank up to the minimum line there and dump in water. I try to do it near the filter. Again, my idea of it is the pressure of the water is it makes it spin faster or something and makes it work. But I looked all over YouTube trying to figure this shit out, and no one had an answer for me, but that's how I got it to work. And yes, don't make any comments about how overstocked my tank is. I know. I have to figure that out.